Hi everybody, my name is Emily Woodall. I'm the Field Director for the Nevada Conservation League and the League of Conservation Voters. Really happy that you could join us today, and I look forward to our story time together. So we have two books picked out today, both center on a theme of water and protecting our water. So our first one is actually about the water protectors at Standing Rock, and so before we get into the story, I wanted to read just a little bit about them to give you a little bit more context. So in April of 2016, the Standing Rock Sioux tribe stood up against the titans of industry to protect their region's water and sacred burial grounds from one of those oil pipelines, the Dakota Access Pipeline. In this book, it's also referred to as the Black Snake. And although the tribes and the residents are often told that these pipelines are safe, there are countless oil leaks every year across the world. And these oil leaks cause tremendous damage and destruction to plants, wildlife, and water. And so what started out as a camp made of a few tribal members near the Cannonball River in Fort Yates, North Dakota, would eventually grow into a movement that would bring together more than 500 indigenous nations from all over the world to stand for clean water. And this book is about that movement. So this book, like I said, is called We Are Water Protectors, and it is written by Carol Lindstrom, and it's illustrated by Michaela Goad. Water is the first medicine, Nokomis told me. We come from water. It nourished us inside our mother's body, as it nourishes us here on Mother Earth. Water is sacred, she said. We stand with our songs and our drums. We're still here. The river's rhythms run through my veins, run through my people's veins. My people talk of a black snake that will destroy the land, spoil the water, poison plants and animals, wreck everything in its path. When my people first spoke of the black snake, they foretold it wouldn't come for many years. Now the black snake is here. Its venom burns the land, courses through the water, making it unfit to drink. Take courage! I must keep the black snake away from my villagers' water. I must rally my people together. To stand for the water, to stand for the land, to stand as one against the black snake. We stand with our songs and our drums. We are still here. It will not be easy. We fight for those who cannot fight for themselves, the winged ones, the crawling ones, the four-legged, the two-legged, the plants, trees, rivers, and lakes. The earth. We are all related. Tears like waterfalls stream down, tracks down my face, tracks down my people's face. Water has its own spirit, Nokomis told me. Water is alive. Water remembers our ancestors who came before us, she said. We stand with our songs and our drums. We are still here. We are the stewards of the earth. Our spirits have not been broken. We are the water protectors. We stand. The black snake is in for the fight of its life. So that's our first book. I would really encourage you guys to read more on the Standing Rock Sioux tribe in their fight against the Dakota Access Pipeline. And if you get this book, you will have access to learn more about it. I highly recommend it. So while we are getting our next book ready, I would love to hear from you guys if you want to post in the comments section below and give me a few ideas on what you can do to help protect our waterways. Everyone can make a difference, and we're about to read more about that now. And also, if you're enjoying our story time, don't forget to like, and share this video so that we can know that you're enjoying it. So our next book is called Kids Saving Oceans, Olivia Makes a Difference. And it's written by Tori McGee and Miles Featherston Rich, illustrated by Kate Zotova. Olivia wanted to help, not in the way she helped her dad in the kitchen, or when she took the dog for a walk, or when she put the laundry away. She wanted to help in a big way, a way that could make the world a better place. Olivia was just one kid, but she knew that small changes could add up to something big. It all started when she and her mom took a trip to the beach. Olivia was having so much fun, playing in the crashing waves, building sand castles, and turning her mom into a sand mermaid. She had just gone to the shoreline to get some wet sand, the kind that helps build sturdy sand castles. And then she noticed it. Trash. There was trash all over the beach. As she lugged the bucket of sand back to her beach towel, Olivia shook her head. "I don't get it," she said to herself. "Where is all of this trash coming from?" "What's wrong?" her mom asked. "Aren't you having fun?" "I was, Mom, but look at all of this trash," Olivia replied. "Well," said Olivia's mom, "what can we do to help?" "Well, we can pick up the trash to start," Olivia replied. And so they did. They picked up plastic bottles and bags. They picked up wrappers and an old flip-flop. They picked up so much trash that it filled their entire bag. They recycled what they could and threw the rest away. The next day at school, Olivia's teacher, Miss Hart, taught a lesson about community helpers. These were the people who worked together to make the community better. Miss Hart asked the students to come up with a project idea for something that would help their community. Olivia knew exactly what she was going to do. When Olivia got home from school, she said, "Mom, Miss Hart asked us to come up with an idea that will help our community. After seeing all of that trash yesterday, I've decided to start a group called Kids Saving Oceans." That night, Olivia and her mom did some research. They learned that because of increased production of plastic, the oceans and the waterways were full of single-use plastics, which is really bad for marine life like sea turtles, fish, and seabirds. They decided that the mission of Kids Saving Oceans would be to inform others about ocean conservation and making choices that would benefit our environment. Olivia realized there would be many choices kids could make every day that would benefit our waterways for generations to come. The next day at school, Olivia's classmates presented their ideas to the class. There were a lot of great ideas on ways to help: volunteering at local animal shelters, food drives, and baking cookies for the fire department. When it was Olivia's turn, she told the story of how she and her mom cleaned up trash at the beach on their beach day, and how small actions like that could add up to something big for our environment. The class took a vote, and Olivia's idea for Kids Saving Oceans won. The following day, they got to work. Miss Hart asked the students to come up with a list of single-use plastics they use every day. "Olivia, why don't you come here and write down everyone's ideas?" As she took the marker from Miss Hart and stood next to the whiteboard, Olivia felt so proud. Kids started raising their hands, and one by one, Olivia added items to the list: plastic straws, shampoo, conditioner bottles, toothbrushes, plastic shopping bags, plastic water bottles. Next, the students talked about how they could replace each item with something more sustainable. Ryan would ask his mom to get reusable bags. Tara's family would switch to bars of shampoo and conditioner. Lydia would start with wooden toothbrushes. Rowan would ask his dad to buy reusable shopping totes on their trip to the grocery store. Amelia and her brother Will could switch to reusable water bottles. As the students in Olivia's class started to spread the word about kids saving oceans, she began to notice that there were dozens of kids at school, even kids who weren't in her class or grade, making a difference. Soon, Kids Saving Oceans was hosting beach cleanups on the weekends and bake sales to benefit conservation foundations. The school even launched a recycling program in the cafeteria. Kids from every class and every grade were making small changes in their everyday lives. Thinking back to the day on the beach, Olivia was so proud to have been part of the change. Just as she thought, small changes multiplied by a lot of people and had added up to something big. So that's the end of the book. Here are just a few of the questions that I will give you guys to think about, and if you have good answers, again, leave them in the comment section below. So what do you think sustainable means? What can you change in your everyday life to limit the amount of plastics that you use? To reduce waste, can you change how you pack your lunch? What are some of your ideas? So again, thank you guys so much for joining us for story time. It was great to read with you guys today. We hope you enjoyed it. And we will be back with another story time next week. Bye!